interest in geography comes out of, I think, a life experience. I was in Ecuador 1993 to 1996. I was still high school, and my mother picked me up from a friend's house late at night, and on our way back, we got stuck in the middle of a riot. After I learned what the riot was about, all these sorts of questions come up. How is it possible that people are out on the streets protesting a hike in gasoline prices? You know, how is my privilege as somebody who is racially privileged, has class privilege, is riding in the back of an SUV complicit in something like that? So there are all these big questions that are coming up that that I don't have the tools to understand until I get to Bucknell.
I think that as a child I always thought geographically, but I didn't know what geography was. I think most of us think it's memorizing capitals. The professors here kind of opened my eyes as to what was geographical thought, and I started to, I guess, understand the way I was always thinking, and now it had a name called geography.
Really, for the first time, I came to understand that geography was not just an academic discipline, but was really a way of conceptualizing one's place in the world, and a way to try to develop for oneself a critical conception of the world and one's place in it.
One of the semesters I was at Bucknell, I spent a semester abroad in Brazil. I remember being in the city of Rio Branco in Acre, in the western part of the country, and sitting at a cafe sidewalk, and I had done some interviewing that week with some people who were involved in small-scale agriculture. Now that I'm a faculty member, I talk with undergraduate students about transformative moments, and for me that was a transformative moment. And I was 20 years old, but I remember thinking that's what I will do for the rest of my life.
I spent my junior year abroad, and I spent one semester in Amazonia, and I got really hooked on the people and place of Amazonia and the ideas and constructions of Amazonia. I actually see myself as a human environment geographer broadly trained, and I like to kind of go to the field. That's where I do most of my research. I think a liberal arts education really taught me how to see the big picture and to draw on different disciplines and pull things together.
So especially when you're trying to address global issues or global environmental issues, you can really rely on an understanding of the humanities, of the natural sciences, and the social sciences, all in contributing to a possible answer.
As a faculty member and also as a graduate student, I've been at 3 different state universities. So I was at the University of Colorado, the University of Texas, and now I'm at Penn State. All 3 are outstanding in their own ways. But as I think about the kind of education I got when I was an undergraduate student, I really can't think of any comparable model that is as valuable in terms of thinking about kind of an intensive liberal arts education.
Retrospectively, the education I received at Bucknell was not disciplinary, and I mean that in the most positive sense. It really was a transdisciplinary liberal arts degree and education, and I can't imagine anything better.